Hey everyone, my name is Dave Lee, and I have here today Lisa Bernay, and we're starting this new series called Member Highlights. Lisa is going to be our first member to be part of the series, and we're introducing her company, DLZP Group, which has been in business for 10 years, coming up in April, and they're in the uh, manage migration services with AWS and also Oracle. Lisa's going to tell us a little bit more about her company and how she got it started.
Thank you,
Um,
Dave.
how did you launch your company, and like what was like kind of the aha moment in starting DLZP?
Back around like 10 and a half years ago, we decided my husband and I, we were looking for something different. So I've always run small businesses. I've always been the business manager. I've worked for large corporations and I saw everybody's uh-ohs. And that's when I realized, well, I can do this myself and have a business that I'm proud of and try not to make so many mistakes. So that's when I decided I'm going to create my own business. From there, where it was a matter of what was the concept, what were we going to do. And since I know a ton of people in IT that specialize in Oracle applications, we took the chance and I created DLZP Group.
And how many people are working for DLZP right now currently?
Currently, we have 15.
15. Awesome. And like obviously being in 10 plus years and doing this business, like what are some of the greatest challenges or lessons for someone who's both a female but also a minority business owner?
There's a lot of challenges. So we've had a number of challenges. I mean, when I first started the company, of course, even though I had ideas of how to run a company and what best practices, it was starting the company. I didn't realize that you need so many different requirements. Like even just getting insurance. I was so fortunate. I stumbled across an agent who sat there and talked to me for 3 hours, just going, "This is what you need to look for. This is what you need to consider." Because I'm like, I just need this insurance, and he's like, "No, you're in IT. You need to get Arizona Mission." And I was just like, "Wow." So I was very fortunate to find some really amazing mentors early on to help us.
That's amazing. And then also just to circle back to like for those challenges that you were facing through your business, was there anything particular that USPAC was able to help you out with, or even just learning from other businesses from USPAC?
Well, we were relatively new to USPAC. My one of my friends, he's a small business owner as well. He referred me to them. He's like, I was able to get my certification with them. They're an amazing organization. You need to look into them.
Right.
So they came to Houston. They had their national conference a couple years ago, and I went and I was blown away. I was shocked at the event overall. It was a very professional event. There was amazing small businesses, large corporations that all participated. And that's when I made the decision to become a member and to actively participate and become certified.
That's awesome. And like obviously there's a lot of new members that are joining, younger professionals that want to do probably what you want. Like, you're a president of your own company and you're in a field that's right now booming. What advice would you have for aspiring folks that are looking to get into this industry or become a president of their own kind of business?
I recommend that they consider what is required to run a small business. It's going to be a lot of time and hard work. It's not something, if you are one of those people that want to just punch in and work 9 to 5, it does not work. You have to be willing to put everything on the table and work on the business and in the business, especially in the beginning, and find great mentors, find people that can help you along the way, be open to advice, because that's the biggest thing is learn from your mistakes. If you're not able to learn from your mistakes, you're going to have a very hard time.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that a lot of times when people they join like organization groups like USPAC or any chamber of commerce, they feel like a lot of times they get the knowledge or the wisdom just like lands on them, or like
Mhm.
they just, absorb it naturally without outreaching or, meeting up with other members. So I appreciate that advice. Like, some people want to know is like, how do you stand apart from, like I was saying, like this is a really booming industry, and there's new players coming into the market space all the time. And I know that you guys deal with like, Amazon Web Services and Oracle PeopleSoft platforms. How do you guys stand out?
So in the very beginning, we were approached by AWS. We were happened to be at a show, and they're like, "How do we make people understand what the cloud is?" Because back in 2011, nobody actually knew what the cloud was. They just knew it as places to store photos.
Yeah.
So we brainstormed with them and came up with this great idea to create the test drive. And what we did is we actually put it at PeopleSoft, which is a large ERP application, on AWS and let people come and test it and see that it's the same as running it on premise, except you don't have a lot of the overhead costs. You don't have to buy the hardware. You don't have to have an office building to store the hardware. It was all right there virtually for you to access anywhere in the world. So by doing that, we kind of show that we're willing to take risks and we're willing to try the newer technologies. So we've kind of embedded that into our culture where we're always looking at the newest technology. So we had our website serverless for the past 3 years, and that was because we knew at the time serverless is the next big thing. We were able to reduce our costs on website hosting by hundreds of dollars each month. So it's just a matter of staying current.
Nice. Yeah, I would imagine in this field, similar to marketing, it's probably every quarter or half a year, things are always changing. And if you're not on top of it, then, your competitors kind of eat your lunch,
Right.
per se. No, that's great. I think that's like, really good advice for folks that are trying to get into this business and like trying to enter this kind of industry. That leads me to like, what are some current projects that you guys are working on? Being that like technology is always changing, what are some projects that you guys currently on that you can tell people about, both either professionally or personally related to business?
So one of our newest products, we're actually searching for qualified customers to be our betas for our new product we developed. It's a document imaging platform where it uses Textract, and it'll read different applications and import the data into the systems. So
Mhm.
we built this so there's a dashboard where everybody can. We started with AP automation. So accounts payables, everybody gets invoices, especially in the old days, everybody would mail them to you. Then you had to open them. Then you had to manually enter them. Now everybody sends them, but they're usually attachments, and then someone still has to manually enter them into the system. With our platform, you it automatically scans the invoice and imports the information into the system. So then someone just has to go in and make sure everything's correct, that they're being charged the right amounts and approve it, and then it's sent off to be paid.
That's amazing. I think that's gonna definitely save a lot of, accounting and financial effort and time on the back end. So you're saying that you're actually actively looking for beta, like kind of companies who do probably large volume of invoicing to test this out, to make sure that
Correct.
it's like gotcha. So folks that are actually watching this, if you fit that profile, definitely contact Lisa to be a beta tester. But yeah, that's really cool because I know that a lot of things are changing for businesses and everybody needs some sort of technology stack or technology component of their business, because nowadays it's like things are moving so fast. Things are becoming more efficient, right? And you need to keep up with that. It doesn't matter if you're a restaurant or even like, a big conglomerate. But yeah, I see where your business really fits in with pretty much every type of business out there. So, what would be kind of like next on your horizon for DLZP?
So for us, we're always looking to grow, but we're doing it more organic. So we always want to make sure that we grow in public, federal, and private sector at the same rate. So right now we are 8A certified, so we're working towards doing a lot more in the federal sector. But while we are doing work, where we're doing stuff with AWS or we're doing consulting, we're also developing. We spend quite a bit of money on research and development each year. So our next big project is actually going to be a physical device that we're building. Um,
Okay.
so that's something that we're hoping to launch within the next 2 years, and hopefully we can talk then and I can share more details.
Yeah, I definitely love a follow up, and for sure, it's really interesting for me to see companies that are main like we were talking before that mainly were remote or virtual or most of your services are online. Something that's coming down the pipeline for you guys is a physical hardware piece, right? So it's interesting to see as more people are going online or hardware solutions, if you will, coming back to hardware is interesting. And I love to see what you guys come up with next time we talk. But yeah, like I think we covered a lot, but I know there's a lot more. So you definitely would have to just check out the LZP and see what Lisa's doing. So Lisa, before we wrap up, what are some of the ways that people can follow you guys? Like, you list your website and social media handles so that folks can, reach out to you if they want to be a beta tester or work for you guys.
Sure. So we do have our website, which is dlzpgroup.com. We also are on LinkedIn. We're probably most active on LinkedIn. So that's just DLZP Group. We're also on Twitter, DLZP Group. And then typically most people send us emails. We have had customers tweet us and say, "Hey, we want your services. Can you meet with us today?" So we do have many ways of communicating. We do have, if you're going to, if possible, have time, check us out in April. We'll be very active on social media between Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and our website, where we have a bunch of giveaways. We're highlighting our 10-year anniversary and we'll be launching our new website April 1st, which will be, of course, again, 100% serverless. And there'll be a video of some of our key staff that has been with us for 10 years.
That's amazing. Definitely looking forward to that. And this is perfect timing. As this video is going to be released probably a couple of days before your official, 10 years and also the new website being launched. Well, thank you so much for joining us and being part of the member highlight series. Before we leave, and this is something that I should have maybe looked up, but what can you tell people? What does the DLZP stand for?
So it stands for my family. So David, my husband, myself, Lisa, my son Zachary, and then P is for potato, my dog.
Oh, very nice. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. I love the kind of the backstory of like sometimes people are like, oh, they do this, do that. And then there's always a little nice personal touch. So I'm glad that we were able to share that with folks. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us. And for anybody else, if you're interested in being part of the member highlight video series, feel free to reach out to US PAC. And then if you're interested in DLZP groups, managed solutions, please reach out to Lisa. We'll put her contact information all below, as well as her links. And I'll see you guys next time.